Brent is going to start off this hour in Akron, Ohio. Hi, Brent. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
What I am wondering, I've never heard anybody ask something like this before, is my wife and I have saved up a good chunk of money to build a house. But until we get the rest of the savings taken care of for building the house, we're wondering, would it be a bad idea to purchase a rental property or just an investment property and hold on to it for the next, say, 3, 4, maybe 5 years until we get the rest of our savings for building the house? And then
where are you
that
living?
Property.
Where are you living?
We are in a rental.
So why would you buy an investment property? Why wouldn't you buy something to live in?
Because we pay about half the going rate of the rate around our area. We actually rent from family.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been here about 25 years. We like where we're at. And we have property to build on already. We already own the property. So we're just waiting to get the rest of the money to build.
All right. So how much money have you got?
Right now, we got about $320,000 saved up.
How much you need?
Probably. Originally, it was probably going to be about 400, and then COVID hit, and now it's probably going to be 5, maybe 550.
What do you make? Household
I don't know.
income.
We bring in around, before taxes, around 120.
Okay, so how long is it going to take you to get this other 180?
I'm figuring probably at least 3 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 is what I thought. Oh.
What's the purpose of buying the rental property right now?
Just because right now we've got that money parked in a money market account,
Mm-hmm.
but we're only getting like 0.5% right now.
Yeah.
And what we were thinking is if we did that for a couple of years and resell it, we would get more of a return on that money than what we will get over that course of time in the money market account.
There's just a lot of risk, and you're looking at all of the upside and none of the downside with this rental property situation.
Yeah, the problem with real estate is that it's sometimes hard to get out of. It's an illiquid investment, okay? You can't just decide I'm going to sell it. Now, for the last 3 or 4 years, you can just decide you're going to sell a house and it's gone in 30 days. But that's not been a normal way of doing real estate, except that's an unusual 3-year period, okay? And if we go into a slower real estate market, which I think we're going to, then you might have trouble getting out of that thing when you want to.
Uh-huh.
And you don't want to. And there's a word for real estate that sells really fast, cheap. You give it away because you need the money, right? And then all your theory of making money goes out the window. I love real estate, but I probably wouldn't do that. I think you're adding a lot of hassle to your life. I would move some of the money into probably an index fund, that is liquid. In other words, you can cash it out anytime you want, but you're going to make more than 0.5% over 3 years. Index fund follows the stock market, and I think over the next 3 or 4 years you're going to make some money in that. Better than 0.5% for sure. I've got a bunch of money in that myself, and so obviously I do believe that that's what's happening. So, but if you don't want to move it all in there, maybe half of it, and at least you'll make something on it. But I'm not going to. I'm not worried about the investment property going down in value. I'm worried about the market slowing down and you can't get out of it as quickly as you need to when you're finally ready to build this dream house after 25 years of renting.
Yeah, you've got a specific timeline you're looking for to do this in the next 3 years. It just feels like there's too much on the line.
Yeah, just to make a little money on it. And so if you make 10% on $300,000, it's $30,000. $30,000 does not solve this problem. It just keeps you from being aggravated making no money in a money market. That's all it does. So I'm going to move some of it or all of it into an index fund, but I don't think I would do real estate in this case because I don't know how quickly the house is going to sell.
It's a great long-term investment, but in the short term, it could be volatile, like the market.
We've said it over and over and over for the past 3 or 4 weeks, but it bears saying a lot more. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to do an event on this coming up. We'll let y'all know when and everything. But real estate's such a hot topic right now. There's so many things going on with it. But I am positive, okay, that real estate is not going to go down in value in the next 5 years. Some of you are going, oh, it's artificially high. It's going to go down. No, it's not.
There's so much talk of the crash right now.
There is not. It's simply not going to go down. And let me help you with this, okay? I've been in real estate for 30 years. It's a real simple equation. 100%, and I just taped a thing a few minutes ago for the Instagram goobies out there with Brooke, who runs Instagram stuff, but 100% of real estate prices is based on supply-demand. Period. When there is more buyers than sellers, prices go up. When there is more sellers than buyers, prices go down. Now, there's things that affect how many buyers there are and how many sellers there are, but that's the equation. You know, inflation, recession, stagflation, idiots in the White House, high interest rates affect the number of buyers. But unless the number of buyers goes substantially below the number of sellers in the marketplace, you're not going to see prices go down. And we know that this is not going to happen because this year we have 128 million households. In 2007, we had 116 million households. 12 million more households today that need houses. In 2007, there were 2.1 million new housing starts. This year, 1.4 million. The inventory available for sale of houses right now is 50% of what it was in 2007. Supply is drastically short versus demand. Prices are not going down. There is not going to be a real estate crash. There's nothing in this equation that says there's going to be a real estate crash. Nothing. And you can take it to the bank. I've told you some other stuff that came true. Like I told you inflation was coming. I tell you stuff. Guys, I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to wait on the house prices to go down. They're not going down. What goes up must go down. You're wrong.